Ruby Lucy is as different as every one of our properties is. Each one is an individual. So you can actually tell it from the name. Ruby is the family name, but Lucy is, as with people, what makes you individual. Ruby Lucy tells a story about the area here. She has taken a lot of cues from the history of this area, which, as we learn, we spend a lot of time researching, was a market tenders area and a marketplace area, and one where you had a lot of fairs and fairgrounds in the last centuries. So that has been what we've taken as a cue, and then developed that into a mix of styles where we thought, wow, this colourfulness and that celebration of life that is behind that, but also the adventurousness of that reminded us also of another period of London, which we felt was fairly close enough at least to mingle that in. So the 60s, the swinging 60s of London, and a lot of that, what you would associate with that, has also found its way into our design here, and that makes it special. And besides that, we take an approach to the F&B program, the bar programming, meaning our musical events, that should be deeply rooted in its locality. So we have local artists, we have local beverages. It's about guiding our guests to what we find special here in the neighborhood, which was actually a very difficult thing to do, not for lack, but in fact for the richness of what we found here. I love the South Bank. Personally, London is a little bit of a second home to me since I studied here 25 years ago. So it's been always very close to my heart, and makes me extremely happy and proud to be here with our first hotel now. But coming back to this, to Ruby Lucy, she's special in many ways also when you leave the public areas. We've worked hard with the architects to make the most of the spaces here, which meant we developed new room geometries, something we do as a matter of trying to maximize the aesthetics, but also the ergonomics and the sense of space for every single property we have, working with more than 100 different room geometries. And that's another thing that makes Lucy very special. We invented a lot of different rooms. One of them was sitting here. Starting in the rooms, I'd say, because the rooms are what is essential to our target group. That's what you do in a hotel. Most of the time you are here to sleep, to shower, multimedia, the essentials. And that is where we really offer true luxury at the level not just of a 5-star hotel, but truly of a luxury hotel. So if you look at the bedding, the sleep product, we've worked with sleep scientists on that in order to improve that to a level where you would say, okay, this is really this can meet the standards of just about any luxury hotel in the world. It goes through the essentials to the ambience, working with lighting, finishes, etc. in the rooms, that in spite of the rooms being smaller, gives them a sense of space, gives them an ambience that you would think is welcoming. And then I think the most important thing is the location. Luxury is for our target group who travel to experience, to meet the local scene, to discover new areas of a city. It's all about having a location that is intriguing, where you meet inspiring people. We try to actually bring them into our bars, and here at Lucy it seems to be working miraculously well. The bar was full before the hotel was full. We opened the hotel and we didn't have the full room inventory, so but still the bar was already packed. So that's fortunate. And then the luxury for our target group, I believe, is also about, and that's something that is frequently overlooked, but to me carries a lot of weight. It's about the people, both before and behind, in front as well as behind the bar. So we've taken a lot of time to form a team here, and it's about having people that don't leave their personality at the door, that actually bring it to their role, and that have their own way of treating guests, their own tone of voice, their own lingo, and that's something I believe people will appreciate, and hopefully that is the truest sense of luxury, having people that meet you at eyes level and are true humans. Indeed, we already have signed for a second location. I'm very excited that we will be coming to Clerkenwell in a matter of approximately 18 months. as it stands, maybe a little longer. It's a new build, so it may take a little longer. But London is definitely a city where we see long-term tremendous potential, particularly for a brand and a concept like Ruby, because space efficiency is particularly important where space is is expensive, and that is London. Our target group being one that lives in the metropoles, works in the metropoles, travels to the metropoles. London being one of these, and probably one of the most important ones. London to us was at the heart of when I created Ruby already, and on my mind when I created it, and it's definitely going to play an important role in our expansion also for the future. So to answer your question with regard to Brexit, the potential is in the long term is so enormous that short-term risks to me could not have been a consideration, and the opportunity to break into a market like London, and this has been a matter of working on this for years and years and years, coming back to London, I don't know, 15, 20 times a year just to meet people, to connect and to find the perfect location. I couldn't have been deterred just by a political incident that hopefully will, although there will be implications, will not have the long-term impact. And then and secondly, as long as the level playing field and we're at the same situation as every other hotelier here, hey, and we'll just all work our way through this. We have 8 open. We have 14 hotels in Europe that are in planning and construction phases, so 22 overall in Europe, and there's 5 in China in our JV that are going to open. So that's where we stand now. Where do we want to go? I don't think it's a numbers game. It's about finding the right location, finding the right people, the right partners to work with, and if there's an opportunity, we'll take it. We are obviously resourced both at the central level as well as in terms of our covenant and our investment strength to grow considerably, but that is not a necessity. We'll just take it as we go.